So the windshield has been taken care of, the bugs have been completely removed. Now it's time to address the front end of the vehicle. Now what I'm going to show you can be included with a traditional wash, which involves a garden hose and a bucket like I have here. Or if you're on the road, you can do this as a waterless method, or even like what I'm doing here is a hybrid of both. I have a bucket, and then I'm going to rinse the solution with a spray bottle full of water. So first and foremost, it's important to remove bug splatter as quickly as possible. And the reason why is these little critters here are acidic. So surely it's happened to you, or you've seen it to someone else's vehicle to where they have all these weird stains on the paint. Well, that's caused from bug splatter not being removed in a timely manner. So it's important to remove it, and just as important as it is to remove it, it's also extremely important that you use the correct product. Do not use laundry sheets, dryer sheets. That's an old wives' tale. Don't do that, you'll scratch the paint. It's not ideal to use any type of all-purpose cleaner or degreaser. Those are very caustic to your paint. What I like to use is a roadkill bug remover. And the reason why is a product like this contains a specialized enzyme that is formulated to break down the actual bug splatter remains so it can be effectively washed away without leaving any kind of residue on the paint. And using a product like this is simple. First off, make sure the surface is not hot to the touch. You never want to clean a hot surface. And take the product and simply spray it on. What I like about this particular product is the fact that it is a nice foaming solution, which allows it to cling to the surface better, and it does not smell bad. It actually has a pleasant smell. And most importantly, it works. So I spray it on, and then the trick to using this, or the key to success, is to pair it with a bug sponge. So this is the same bug sponge I talked about in the windshield video. This one's been soaking for a few minutes. This is what it looks like dry. And when it's dry, you might think like, wow, that's really coarse. You can probably hear that. It's really coarse feeling. And that's because it's designed to be soaked when used on paint. In the previous episode, I talked about how the windshield is a much harder substrate than paint. Paint is much softer, so you'll never use this dry on your paint. So let it soak for a few minutes. And at this point, it's much, much softer, but it still retains that honeycomb design. And that's what effectively takes care of the bugs after the chemical has had time to actually dissolve the solution. Now, in terms of a wash solution, I like to use a graphene auto wash. And the reason why is the graphene formula. It's the most suds, it's the slickest, and I know I can use it in direct sun without any issues. Take your sponge, you want to have ample lubrication. And again, you're not really scrubbing the front end per se. Don't let the name fool you. The word scrubber, you don't have to scrub at all. Just be very gentle and let the weight of your hand do the work for you. And usually in just a couple passes, sometimes one, it takes the bug splatter right off the surface. You can actually see there what remains. And at the bottom of my bucket, there's a grit guard insert. And now you can see the bug splatter has been removed from my sponge. So lots of lubrication. That's the key to success using a bug scrubber like this. You want to dunk it frequently. And you can use this on your paint. You can use it on your headlights, on your grill. This sponge also works great for polishing metal and pair with your favorite metal polish. And I've referenced a glass stovetop several times. It actually works great on glass stovetops too. And one other thing I like about the graphene auto wash is I'm a person that has very sensitive skin, and it does not bother my skin. It doesn't dry my skin out. Doesn't leave my hands feeling sticky or tacky or weird smelling afterwards. So like anything else, you get what you pay for. So invest in high quality products that are better for you, better for your vehicle, and of course, better for the environment as well. That's always important. And then once you're satisfied with that, you could use a garden hose if you're doing this in the traditional way, or you can use, like if you're on the road, have a bottle of water here just to help flush off any residue. This just dilutes the product, and just simply spray it on. Or like I said, if you're outside and you're at home, use a garden hose. That certainly speeds things up. Now, not all bug removers will allow you to do this because They're very aggressive formulas. This is not one of those aggressive formulas. So it's not going to leave any kind of residue on the paint. And then the next step, once I've got this sprayed down and diluted, I'm going to use a graphene coating wax as my drying aid. This is going to add some wax protection, leave the paint really slick, and also add more gloss to the paint. Then I'd like to use a Glacier drying towel and simply dry the surface. So the next step is to use a clay bar. I'm going to finish dry this, and then you'll be amazed at just how contaminated the paintwork is on this Equinox. But so far, the front end looks great. No more bugs, and the owner doesn't have to worry about the bugs that were on there causing any damage because they've been completely removed. So hang tight for the next segment. I'll see you shortly.